This video is going to show you a way that you can use the MyEd competency-based gradebook and still honor the content that you've been teaching in your course. So in some of our courses, there are many categories of competencies. So let me show you what I've done with a Math 9 course as an example. This math teacher already has divided their unit up into learning standards for the students. So we've got here assignments 3.1 through 3.4 with specific learning targets that are based on content. At the top, I've gone in and I've selected 4 areas that are competencies that we would like to work with. So that's one way that you could start your planning. Another way is you might want to take a look at the planning matrix and then you can move from there. So when we look at Math 9 on the curriculum website, on the left-hand side you will see the competencies and you'll notice the headings. In math there are 5 different headings. This doesn't come into play in social studies where there are only 8 competencies, but in sciences and maths there are quite a few. So this particular teacher is going to actually look at specific competencies, but he asked if we could change it so that we would really just look at these headings. So let's take a look at how I did that. So here we are in the math course, and you can see the 4 assignments that have been built. And what we've done is we've gone in and looked at the competencies in a little bit of a different way. So I'm going to just jump into the first assignment. And remember, when you create an assignment, along the top you have the general section here where you're going to build your assignment with your due dates. In the portal description, you can go in and you can type anything that you like in here or add web links to the bottom. And in this third one over here is where we look at the standards. And the standards show up when you click in multi-add. So what we did is we went into here and we selected them all and brought them in. And we did that by I'm going to show you an example with math, with science of how we're going to do it. But I just wanted to show you what happened is we brought it in and then we saved it, because you always have to save. And then what we did is we went in and we made a copy of that assignment and then just renamed it. And that way we could always have these exact competencies here. And you're going to see we have the all, and then we have 4 of the 4 competency heading sections. So it just makes it maybe a little bit easier to communicate with your students and tell them which area you're working on. So here's how I would do that if I was starting new. So I'm going to go to a science class right here, and I've made my first assignment. I've started it off, so get into science and we'll look in our assignments, and I've started one here with Mendelian genetics. So I made my assignment and then I went into the portal description. I added a website for them to look at, and then I'm going to go to standards. I'm going to come to multi-add. In order to make the program work, you always have to click the all button. Now, if you actually have your individual competencies selected, you would open these up and you would click in the box for the ones that you're planning to do, keeping in mind that you don't necessarily want to be assessing too many, because it's a lot to keep track of. But for the purposes of this video, what I'm going to show you is that I'm going to actually select all of these. So then from here on, you'll have the shell in place and you'll be able to just delete the ones you don't want. So I'm going to say okay. And they're all going to show up in here. So there's a whole ton. So what you want to do now is you're going to go through and see the category header here, which is applying and innovating. But I'm going to click all the ones that are not headers and I am going to delete them. So I'm just going to do some of these. See how quickly I can do this here for you. Okay, so you can see I've gone through and I've highlighted all the ones I want to get rid of. I've just left the category headers, and I'm going to look to the bottom here where it says delete, and I'm going to delete those. And so now you can see we've got just the headers here. Check back in the next video and I'll show you how we're going to copy this. So I'm going to make sure I click save, and I will be back in the next video.